out to him. This is the Pitch Whisperer Day, guys. Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
money.
Let's get to the
money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies. As we get to the fucking monies with this pounding headache Dylan Cease is giving me today. But shout out to you all for showing up. I'm Sharpie's Bets, and this is what? The Balking Dead, guys, sponsored by Prize Picks. So if you haven't already, go on over there, use promo code PUBSports, and do yourself and do us a favor and use that promo code. Did have 6K props broke down. They scratched Dustin May. So we got 5 to talk about, guys. At the end of the day, we need to get to the money. And some of these games start soon. So let's get on into it. Shout out to the chat. Of course, my crew up in here, JPZ, LJ from Houston, and Mr. Rocco Rogers, always in here. And smash the like if you haven't. You guys know the fucking drill. But let's get to the monies. That's all we care about at the end of the day. And yeah, bake like a cake. Charlie Morton, guys, 7+ at -120 last night, and now he's at 7+ at +110. He's averaging 7.4 strikeouts over his last 8 games, and they're gonna give us a 7+. Okay, we'll get into that in a minute. He is on the road here versus these Giants, and they start in about 30 minutes. He's averaging 12 strikeouts at home compared to 9.2 on the road, 10.2 from the K per 9 to the left-handed side, and 11.2 K per 9 from the right-handed side. The lineups are 5 left-handed and 4 right-handed. Number 11 in the black book, guys. So he's averaging 7.4 strikeouts per game his last 8 games, and we get a 7+ at +110. He's hit 7+ at a 60% clip over his last 10. It did open up with some juice last night at a -120. I don't understand the line move, guys. This is the second time seeing this team. And he faced them back in Atlanta, where he does have a 3 strikeout K per 9 better than where he does on the road. And he is on the road here, but they don't take in strikeouts K per 9's home roads when they're giving us a line, guys. At the end of the day, they don't do that type of shit. So that's why I'm like, okay, what are they doing here? He pitched versus them on June 22nd. And he murked these fools. 7 innings, 2 earned runs with 11 strikeouts. They were walking at an absurd 13.3%, striking out at a 24.5% clip. And they weren't hitting for average, but their OPS and ISO was good, 721 and 153. Their ISO is now a 172, same OPS. Average is up to 250, but they're damn near striking out 30% of the fucking time with a 9.5% walk rate. At the end of the day, guys, I don't get this fucking line. And at -120 last night, I figured it should have been anywhere from a -140 to a -160 at this rate of hitting it at a 60% clip over his last 10. And I get the average 7.4 when you zoom it back if you're going to put some juice on it. But the plus money and for it to just stay there all day is like, it's a little fucking fishy. My gut is tumbling, guys, when everything tells me this guy gets 9+ strikeouts. They are fucking with my money. They're fucking with me, guys. At the end of the day, I can't fall heading into this trap, but I will donate some money into this trap. And what I mean, guys, is I bet the 9+ at plus 270. I put a little $30 pays 111. Nothing fucking crazy, but if I'm right, I don't want to be wrong, and I want something back out of it. But I can lose $30 for being right, guys. And this line seems off to me. If I was to line it, I would have put it at that minus 150. But maybe they did project the fact that they seen a bunch of lefties in this lineup the last 2 days when they have been projecting righties. And at the end of the day, look, they put out 5 lefties. When he only strikes out at 10.2 K per 9 from the right-handed side, he does go up a whole strikeout. But this team is a different team than what he's seen last time. And this man is a different man than what he's seen last time. Pre-post All-Star Charlie Morton. Good old Uncle Charlie, guys. At the end of the day, we've talked about it. He broke his fucking leg last year. Took him a little while to get back. So what? He had a 4.45 pre-post All-Star ERA compared to a 3.38. Well, what's even better is his K per 9 went from a 10.4 all the way up to an 11.2 K per 9. So, yeah, this right here is a great spot. Don't get the juice on the line, but I get the numbers. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to go full bore on that 7+. I think he's got 9+ or it's a goddamn trap. And I'm willing to put something on that 9+ plus 270, guys. So let's get to the monies and let's talk about the other side since a lot of you showing up and we got to get to the money. So Carlos Rodon opened up last night at an 8+ minus 110. Now he's at an 8+ plus 102. And I mean, now as in this morning, I didn't get to the line beforehand because I got baked like a cake. And yeah, I was stressing out fucking Dylan Cease and didn't write down the numbers before this fucking. So blame me for that one, and I'll kick Dylan Cease in his balls after this. So at the end of the day, we got Carlos Rodon versus these Braves. And he's averaging 8 strikeouts per game over his last 8, and he's 6 wins, 4 losses to that number 8 over his last 10. And they're going to give us plus money. We'll get into that in a second. Home road splits, guys. We know this guy has been a beast at home all year with a 12.7 K per 9 to go along with his beautiful 2.21 ERA. So let's get to the monies and let's just keep talking about it. And lefty righty, he does strike out righties at an 11.5 K per 9 and lefties at a 13 K per 9. And they got 7 right-handed, 2 left-handed bats in the lineup. Well, lefties or righties haven't hit this dude for shit all year. 188 batting average from the left-handed side and a 211 batting average from the right-handed side. So this guy's pitched really well at home, and his strikeouts have gone up with that ERA. At the end of the day, yes, this guy has passed his pitching innings that he's pitched in his career. Pitched this amount. It's about 20 innings past it about 5 years ago, but he is on a contract, guys, where it's a player option. So the Giants are going to run this fucker out there. They're not going to baby this guy. They're not going to know. They're paying this guy a decent amount of money, and he does have a player option. So they're not going to baby this guy when this guy can get a decent chunk from the Giants, though. Some people you do need to be worried about. Carlos Rodon, if you're looking at him being pulled at any given time, no, guys. At the end of the day, he's good for 90 to 100 pitches. Or 6 innings plus if he goes a little farther. They will let him go because this Giants bullpen lives under a bridge and sucks dick for milk money and they're lactose intolerant. So let's get into why I'm not going to play him. At the end of the day, guys, this volatility is real, but yeah, number 7 in the black book. So he's averaging 8.5 K per game his last 8 games. Oh, shit, yeah. That's his last 6. He's averaging 8 strikeouts per game over his last 8. And we get plus money at 8. That's alarm bell number 1. And then we zoom it back, guys, and he's a 60% win rate to that. And he's a 2.5 strikeout K per 9 better at home. And it's the second time seeing these Braves where he had 7 innings, 1 earned run, and 10 strikeouts. And that was on the road. Well, let's get a little fucking deeper than that, guys, and talk about it. At the end of the day, guys, these Braves are destroying the ball. 9.8 walk percentage with an 18.9 strikeout percentage, 296 average, 865 OPS, and a 201 ISO. Everything right there says run for the motherfucking hills, guys. Run for the motherfucking hills. Cisco, strike out the side. Fucking strike out the side. But, everything right here says, oh, my God, these Braves are crushing. These Braves are crushing. Well, on 622, their numbers were even better. They were walking 8% of the time, striking out at that same number, 18.9% clip with a 307 average, 949 OPS, and an ISO of 282. And that's when that dude went out and still put his dick on the table. Now, the one thing that's going to keep me off, guys, at the end of the day is I write in my black book what these pitchers pitch, what are their strikeout pitches, and if you could compare Carlos Rodon to any other pitcher out there, guys, who would it be? And that's what I like to do with people, guys. And I'm going to say it's Robbie fucking Ray. They're both a two-pitch type pitcher, high fastball, nasty slider. They're going to set you up with that high fastball and wipeout slider. So they just faced Robbie Ray 5 fucking days ago, guys. 5 innings with 6 strikeouts, and they got to him for a couple runs. So at the end of the day, there's just too much going on right here to where these Braves are hitting. Can Carlos Rodon go out and do it? Yes, that's why I wouldn't even look towards the under, but there's just too much volatility in there. Plus, seeing Robbie Ray 5 days ago and getting to Robbie Ray tells me they're ready to see a Carlos Rodon. So it's an easy pass for me right here, but I will watch the game and enjoy the fucking game. And I hope he goes out and deals for any of you that are on the fucking over. So let's get to the monies and talk about my guy going up against these bums in San Diego. I mean, Padres. I mean, I'm sure there's some Padre fans out there, a few. But 7+ minus 138 dropped down to a 7+ 102. And I think it was at a minus 110 at the last time I did see it. Luis Castillo versus these Padres. He's averaging 7.9 strikeouts over his last 8, 7.9 over his last 6, and he's 8 wins and 2 losses to the number 7+ over the last 10, an 80% win rate, and they got it down the plus money. Now, is that some fishy shit or what? Well, at the end of the day, no, it's the Padres. The Padres murder people's K-props, and they dig people in the eye hole. So let's get into it. Since the trade deadline, Castillo is averaging an 11.8 K per 9 at home, and 10.1 on the road. He is going to be home here. And all year long, he's striking out 9.4 left-handed per 9 compared to a 10.4 right-handed per 9. So he does strike out righties that strike out more per 9 innings. And they are 5 left-handed and 4 right-handed bats. The lineup is out because this game does start in about 20 minutes to a half hour. So let's get into it. Number 45 in the black book. So another one, guys, where it's a 7.9 K over his last 8 games, and we get a 7+ at plus money. Well, I just explained to you why. We do know the Padres are one of those teams that we like to compare to people. We compared things to a lot of things on this show. And what do we say about teams that don't strike out? Well, the Padres are one of those teams that don't strike out. The Cleveland Guardians are one of those teams that don't strike out. The St. Louis Cardinals are one of those teams that don't strike out. And what? The Padres. So let's get to it, guys. He's played a few of these teams. Well, the Nationals before the trade deadline were one of those teams, guys. And he placed them. He had 6 strikeouts. Played the Cardinals. He had 3 strikeouts. The Diamondbacks, he had 6. In Cleveland, he played them on a back-to-back the very first time he had 10, guys. So at the end of the day, he's 1 win and 3 losses to the teams we would look not to play K-props against. I can't get into the car and buckle my seatbelt with this play today. I can't play him over. I lean to the under, actually. 3 wins and 1 loss. 1 win and 3 loss. That you're showing me something right here. Not saying that you can't go deep into a game, but these Padres are walking at a 10% clip, striking out 20% of the time, and they're starting to come around hitting the ball. The average really isn't there at a 230 average, but a 701 OPS and an ISO of a 160 is a easy stay away from me in this spot, guys. I thought actually when I broke into it, I was like, ooh, I know he dominated Cleveland. Ooh, how did he do? When I went through the other games, it was like, oh, man. I guess that's the only team that doesn't strike out that he did go out there and put his dick down. So what does that mean? C's 589. What the fuck's that mean?
You got 5 through 89 pitches.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna get 1 more inning, maybe if God loves me, and he can strike out the side. I just want to cry right now. Fuck my life. All right. David Peterson versus the Cubs, guys. And this guy is not in the black book, but this guy's been winning some people some money, so we have to talk about him a little bit. So his line was not available last night, 7+ at plus 108. And since being called up out of the bullpen, because that's where they put him back after starting his last 5 games, he's averaging 6.2 strikeouts a game. He has 2 wins, 3 losses over his last 5 games to this number 7+. And we're going to dig into his stats where He is at home here, and he averages 9.7 K per nine compared to 2 more strikeouts on the road with an 11.6. And then strikes out lefties at 11.5 K per nine and righties at a 10.7 K per nine. And they are projected 8 right-handed bats with only 1 left-handed bat. So once again, this guy is not in the black book, and he's a guy who's already passed his innings limit, and they put him into the bullpen, guys, for that reason. And due to injuries, they brought him back up, and he's had to start the last 5 games, but he's only gone to the 6-inning mark 1 time out of the last 5 games. There's no way in hell can I bet a guy's K-prop that can be pulled at any given moment and that they're not really letting go that long, that he is strictly out there to eat up some innings and then get it to the bullpen. Last time out, 74 pitches, guys. I cannot bet guys K-props that can be pulled or on pitch counts. And especially at that number 7+, it's not even like it's bettable, guys. At the end of the day, they're giving us his average, and they're not taking in the fact that he ain't been going that long pitch count wise. So I can't do that knowing that wise, even though he did face this team back on July 17th, and he dicked them down 5 innings, 0 earned run with 8 strikeouts. But the numbers called for that back then. They were walking 7%, striking out at a 27% clip, 220 average with a 720 OPS and an ISO of 215. So the walk numbers and the strikeout percentage numbers said that they were going to be there and that he might get his butt cheeks taken. Well, he didn't get his butt cheeks taken, and he got the strikeouts like it was supposed to. Well, now they're just not fucking hitting, but they're not striking out like they were. So 6.5 walk percentage is still trash, but the strikeout percentage of a 21.5, that's good. But the 236 average and a 608 OPS and a 0.82 ISO, yeah. If anything, I'd actually look towards David Peterson's innings today, guys. At the end of the day, I don't know if the strikeouts will be there, but this team's just not hitting the ball. And if you're not hitting the ball, his innings should be low because he hasn't gone 18 outs but 1 time in his last 5. So it's got to be super low, guys. And I think he goes to that 18 outs today. And I don't know if he has those 7 strikeouts, but could be pulled right at that. And they just probably won't let him go longer strictly because he's gone past where they want him to go. So it is what it is. And let's get into the one guy that I want to bet. And I haven't yet, and I'm waiting for the lineup. The lineup it doesn't really matter, lefty righties. I just want Albert Pujols in that lineup. Is that fucked up? Is that fucked up that I'm picking on the old man? Well, oh well, is what it is. Life's a bitch and you marry one, but let's talk about it. God, I love coffee. I want to slap the shit out of myself. I'm so mad right now. Ugh. Fuck. Out of all the spots, dude, I bet the fucking losing one. That's my life, bro. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. But let's get to it. Corbin Burns, 7+ is at a -109, and it's roughly still right around that same number. And it's probably going to stay there, guys, because what? The Cardinals are one of those teams that don't strike out. But then you're going to get that under money, and you're going to get that over money by strictly people looking at how he's pitched versus them in the past. But let's get into my guy, your guy, Corbin fucking Burns, and he is on the road at these Cardinals. If he was at home, holy motherfucker of God, we wouldn't have to think about anything, guys, at the end of the day, because this guy strikes out a boatload more people at home than he does on the road. Well, let's get into it. Corbin Burns, he's averaging 6.9 strikeouts over his last 8 games, and we get a 7+ at a -109. Is that an issue? Nope. Zoom it back. 4 wins, 6 losses to that number 7+. So it's only a 40% win rate. So I get the juice. Technically, it should be plus money, but I'm not going to argue with them there. -109, -110 is pretty damn close to me. So is what it is. Like I said, he does dominate at home with a 12.5 K per nine compared to a 9.7 on the road. And lefties, righties doesn't matter. Strikes out lefties at 11.4 K per nine and right-handers at 11.2 K per nine. Projected lineups, 5 right-handed, 4 left-handed, and they do have Pujols in that projected lineup. Now, this is where it's hard to get into it. Like I said, is this fishy? No. Zoom it back, and it's not always about the man's average, and we're getting a 40% win rate, which is fine. Now, the math checks out 70% to the over. It would go a whole 100 if he was at home. That's the one thing that's just like, why can't he be home? and the numbers say fucking run. And that's where I'm getting into like an argument with myself, as I told myself everything's got to match up. Everything's got to match up for you to play it. And let's get into it, guys. Even though the numbers say fucking run, this is the 4th time playing this team. And every fucking time the numbers have said fucking run when he's played this team. Like I said, they're one of the teams that just don't strike out. Well, they strike out to Corbin fucking Burns, guys. 7 innings, 0 earned runs with 11 strikeouts at St. Louis, May 29th. In Milwaukee, 7 innings, 0 earned runs with 10 strikeouts. And then once again at St. Louis, August 13th, 7 innings, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts. And like we talked about him last week, guys, he's hit this 7 strikeouts now 11 times going 7 innings or more. Like if he goes 7 innings, he gets 7 strikeouts, guys. So it's like crazy how they go together. But he has dominated this team in the past. And if you want to go look at this guy's pre-post All-Star and be like, oh my God, he's not looking good. Post All-Star ERA is a 4.47 compared to a 2.14. Well, if you didn't tune in last week, you would have heard this then at the end of the day. Played Pittsburgh Pirates twice since the All-Star. The Pittsburgh Pirates fucking own Corbin Burns. He has a 5+ ERA over the last 2 seasons versus that team. And he went up on a back-to-back versus my Dodgers, and they pulled his booty cheeks back both times. At the end of the day, he throws a cut fastball. The Dodgers are the #1 team in the baseball versus fastballs that move. Not 4-seam, but fastballs that move. 2 seams, cutters, that type of shit. But at the end of the day, this guy has dominated this team. The numbers say 6.9 walk percentage is trash. 16.2 strikeout percentage is great. 217 average, 652 OPS, and a 162 ISO. This will be the lowest batting average. This will be the lowest ISO by a lot. Not ISO, OPS by a lot. The ISO's been always great every time he's played him. It's always been. This is 162 right now. Earlier in the year, it was 163 with a 171 and a 235. So it's pretty much when they hit the ball, they're hitting it for power, guys. They are a good team. But they've been hitting Mr. Corbin Burns, guys, and numbers aren't always everything, and that's what I like to preach, guys. And at the end of the day, numbers are like lawyers. They're not necessarily going to tell you the truth, and they don't necessarily lie to you. It's our job to figure it out, and I just haven't pulled the trigger for some reason. Something's bothering me because in the numbers, it says it's not a layup, guys, but in everything else, it tells me just Corbin Burns deals in this spot. So haven't bet it. Looking to. If I do, I will tweet it. But until then, I will take my losing ass out this fucking place. So go on over to Prize Picks. Use that promo code PubSports. Your first match deposit up to $100. They got you. So do us a favor. Do you a favor. Go use that promo code. I did break down Dustin May, guys, but they scratched him, and he will probably pitch tomorrow. So we only had 5K props to break down today. We will get him back tomorrow. Until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets, and I just got fucked.